I have been training for over 17 years, and it's been a journey.
What's the thing that you love the most about all your jiu-jitsu life experience?
I think it's just the lifestyle to be like step on the mat every day and then training hard and then trying to develop a lot of stuff, a lot of ways technically as well, personally. It's been a long. I have been doing it for such a long time, and I'm just happy to be doing this every day. What hooked me to the sport? To be honest, I don't know what to say. What like made me get very into jiu-jitsu, but I believe in the age that I was, and I was like really trying to build my personality, and then jiu-jitsu really matched for my needs back in that time, and then that was the magic, and then that was made me get very into the sport. It was more to the fact that I was like building my own personality as 15 years old.
What do you think is that fit with your personality? How did it help you with your personality?
Initially was to control something that I could control, like let's say anger or stuff like that, and then you guys probably heard many times how jiu-jitsu like humble you somehow and then put you in under pressure situations that you're gonna find this way to humble you up every day when you're training, because you come with a lot of like, I want to do a lot of stuff, but when you get there you can't do anything, and you're always in a bad position. I think there's a lot to learn when those type of situations happen with you. And let's say at the start was this anger that I had as a teenager.
You told me how jiu-jitsu helped you a tiny bit with anger management.
In what?
Anger management.
Anger management, okay.
How would you describe your life in Brazil? How was before you started jiu-jitsu? How was it?
Before
jiu-jitsu.
My jiu-jitsu journey. I would say with the town that I come from, like we, by the beach, and where, like literally my town, there's no opportunity. Like you see a bunch of kids. They like searching for what to do, to stick with something, and then unfortunately, like many other realities in the world, like people, kids get into drugs and stuff, and I was surrounded this environment, and then I was one of the lucky kids. I got hooked up by jiu-jitsu, and then literally all my friends from childhood, they got into drugs, all of them, and because as a 15 years old I started jiu-jitsu, I was completely out of this type of environment.
How do you think jiu-jitsu is changing realities in the community, especially in a place like Brazil?
Yeah, definitely. It's like how it happened with me, and because it's such a special sport, and then if you really get into it, it's just you're gonna be thinking about jiu-jitsu like 24/7, and then when you get obsessed with something, that's the best tool to push you away from bad environments.
You've been around the world. You've been in America. You've been in Europe. Now you're in Australia. How does that experience of traveling so much is enriching your own life?
A lot. I didn't have an opportunity to get any degree, or didn't like to study much, but I believe those traveling so much and living different parts of the world, I have this big luggage of experience, meeting different people, understand how people in different parts of the world, how they think, and then it's always surprising and exciting, see how people from different countries they think, and then you learn so much from that. I would say like one of the biggest way of education like would be traveling for sure. I would love one day like to get my family. They hate like planes. I would love to take them on a trip and then they see how around the world works. You know.
How's your relationship with your family? What is the thing that you have like more dearing of your family life?
It's pretty good, but I always felt like I'm different than them. Like comparing my father, my mom, and my brother, they're so similar. And then since a young age, and especially when I started training jiu-jitsu, I felt more and more that I was so different than them. I think that's the reason why I had the courage to have my first experience, coming to Europe. And I never traveled before, and then just straight to Poland, my first experience. But we got a good relationship. They always support me the whole journey. Like we always had enough, like never. We're not a family like with a lot of money, let's say. But yeah, we always had enough. My parents, they always provide enough, and that's all we need, and the rest is all up to you.
How do you feel that support? How would you express that support? How would you define that support?
Yeah, I would definitely express this support, like my parents giving the freedom for me to decide what I want to do, even though jiu-jitsu back in 2005 when I started, you could see any way to survive, like doing this type of work, let's say, but they always like let me decide what I wanted. A little bit from my father, there's a period where I was kind of borrowing a lot of money to be able to buy tickets to compete and all those kind of stuff, but I always promised them I would pay everything back. So yeah, I made a massive debt through the beginning of the journey. But I managed to pay all of them, and then that's how they kind of okay. Now he's on track. But yeah, definitely the freedom of like man, do whatever you love. They saw like the dedication that I had to catch 2 bus every day, 2 hours to go, 2 hours to come back. For many years, and eventually leaving academy back in Brazil. I lived for many years there, and then they could just realize it was my passion, that I could not do like anything apart from that. Yeah, I had the experience to live here in the UK, and then now I'm living in Australia, and jiu-jitsu is going in a good direction, but some countries a little bit faster, some countries a little bit slower, but in a good direction. And yeah, just happy to see, like in 5 years' time, every time I'm thinking about 5 years back, it's a massive difference in terms of opportunities and how the sport getting to a professional level. And yeah, I'm just happy to be part.
Do you miss competing in Europe?
I do. In Europe is the place I have been expending most of my career in teaching. Yeah, I spent like almost 7 years in UK. So all my good friends, they are here. So yeah, I miss compete with them, them around and cheer me to me. Like I was in a competition when I came last year, end of last year. So it was really good to see all my friends like again, and then they would see me want to win,
What is the thing that you felt you learn and that make biggest impact in your as a person here in the UK, like living here, training here?
That's a tough question. I reckon it's more like the build up of experience, yeah, live in Europe and away from Brazil, and then stay this such a amount of time away from my family, really make me bond with I have to bond with people that I think, I can connect, you know, and I heard what that once. Sometimes you find like some gold friends, and then those golden friends you gotta try to keep them around you for the rest of your life, and that's what I miss most, you know, since when I moved to Australia. I think my golden friends, they're here, and then yeah, that's what I learned when I come to Europe, and I really try to appreciate every moment, and yeah, that's what I think I learned from moving away from Europe, and then now I'm in Australia, and then for comparing what I miss in here. You know.